Maintaining power tools. Basic maintenance is even more important for power tools than it is for hand tools to ensure a long, useful life. A few simple steps should keep machines running for at least 15 years without an overhaul. After 15 years, a professional overhaul can double a tool's usable life. Servicing small engines requires no special tools or skills. Sidebar: hints for success. If your spark plug is in good shape, your engine is running well. Look at the plug's threaded end. The ceramic insulator should be light brown or gray. If the insulator is burned to white, or if the plug end is covered with soot or black oil, take your engine in for a professional tune-up. With average use, the following fall tune-up should be all that's needed, aside from checking the oil and gas level before each use. Heavy use may require more frequent oil changes. Follow the manufacturer's recommendations. Occasional cleaning is also a good idea. Brush, wipe off, or clear machines whenever the outsides or moving parts have become caked with plant debris or mud. Clean soil off tillers after every use. Fall tune-up. Materials: adjustable wrench, a shallow pan with a capacity of at least a quart or a liter. Dispose of this when it's finished. Gasoline stabilizer, optional. Funnel, disposable. A jar for your used oil. Fresh oil, check your manual for your weight. Spark plug wrench, old toothbrush, old tablespoon, use only for oil. Small plastic bag and a bucket of hot soapy water for foam air filters. Replacement filter for paper air filters. Paper towels, oil can, or spray lubricant. 1. Run the engine to use up all the gas before storing tools for winter, or add gas stabilizer available at auto parts stores and run the motor briefly to mix it in. Either is easier or safer than draining the gas. Both prevents engine clogging. Buy fresh gas next year. String trimmers and other tools that use gas mixed with oil should be left empty whenever they're not used for a month. Mix only small amounts of oil and gas at one time. Discard the mixture after 8 weeks. Store in a tight labeled container. 2. While the engine is still warm from use, drain and replace the oil. First, remove the wire from the spark plug for safety, tilting the engine if necessary, keeping the muffler side up. Loosen the oil drain plug slightly with a wrench. Place the pan below the oil plug. Unscrew the plug and let the dirty oil drain into the pan. Replace the plug. Refill the engine oil as recommended. Avoid overfilling. Reconnect the spark plug wire before storing or using. 3. A bit of oil inside protects the engine from winter corrosion. Remove the spark plug from the with a spark plug wrench and clean with an old toothbrush or buy a new spark plug, usually after every 50 hours of use. Pour a tablespoon of clean engine oil into the hole. Replace the spark plug and crank the engine over by hand a couple of times to distribute the oil evenly. When you start the engine next spring, you'll see a bit of white smoke as the oil burns off. 4. Clean the air filter to ensure good air supply to the carburetor. Remove the cover and remove the filter underneath. Replace paper filters each fall for best performance. Wash foam filters in hot soapy water. Squeeze as much water out as possible. Place 3 tablespoons of your engine oil in a small clean plastic bag. Put the clean filter in the bag. Close tightly and squeeze the filter repeatedly until it's saturated in oil. Remove any excess oil with a paper towel before replacing the filter. 5. Before storing, brush any debris off the engine, especially around the cooling fins. Inspect the starting cord and replace if it looks frayed. Find the fuel line and bend it gently to see that if it has developed any cracks. If so, replace it. Sharpen blades or tines. Use a bit of lubricating oil or spray on all moving parts, including the control cable and the carburetor linkage. Don't go overboard, though, because too much lubricant attracts dirt. Storing tools. Smart storage makes it easy to find tools the instant you need them. You don't have to sort through a jumble and worry about heavy blades falling on you as you root around. Keep tools out of reach of elements and keep them off the earth floor to reduce rust and extend their useful life. Inventory your tools before designing a storage area. Lay long-handed tools side by side and measure how long a board or rack you'll need for hanging them. Do the same for your short-handled tools. If you're building a shed, make sure it's not only big enough to hold everything, but also allows you to walk around carts and large power tools. You need to be able to get to all your tools. Where space is limited, prioritize. Save the best spots, those within easiest reach of the garden, for the tools you use most often. Rarely used tools or amendments, or those that won't be used in the current season, can be relegated to less accessible spots. A. Store fertilizers in moisture-proof containers, such as large plastic tubs with tight-fitting lids. Many synthetic fertilizers are notorious for absorbing water from the air and changing from dry, powdery crystals to a sticky mess. Tight containers are a good idea for organic fertilizers, too, as they keep animals from smelling possibly tantalizing ingredients. A sturdy cupboard with a snug door will also keep animals out. B. Keep bags of amendments up off the ground. If they're too large to fit in tubs, set them on short pieces of 4x4 lumber or upside-down plastic milk crates. The space below a hanging cupboard or potting shed is often a perfect bet for bags of amendments. C. Hang long-handled tools on a wall so that you can grab one without having to sort through a whole tangle. Mount a length of 2x4 board at a convenient height and drive pairs of nails to support blades or D-handles, and install sets of individual handle gripping clips. You can buy a variety of ready-made tool racks. Just make sure any system allows you to remove one tool without disturbing the others. D. Store short-handled tools in one accessible spot. Options include hanging on a rack, perhaps above the potting bench, laying out on a shelf, and storing in a hanging cupboard. If you hang them from a pegboard, draw an outline on each tool so you know if one's been left out in the garden. E. You can buy or make a mini-pocketed fabric holder that fits around a 5-gallon tub. Not only organized storage for small tools, but also gives you a handy carry-all for carting them around the garden. F. Exposed 2x4s are great for mounting shelves, racks, and specialized tool holders. You can make your own hose holder. Secure 2 1-foot lengths of scrap 1x3 board on either side of a vertical 2x4 using 4 screws. A convenient height is about 3 feet, or just above your waist. G. Keep most frequently used power tools accessible. Store the lawn mower in front for the summer. If your shredder is only used for fall or spring cleanup, it doesn't need to hog a prime spot the rest of the year. A string trimmer can hide behind a snow blower or an out-of-the-way corner of the basement all winter. Handy haulers. Every garden needs something for hauling, for compost, for amendments, for major weeding or cleanup sessions. While a variety of baskets and buckets come in handy for small loads, large and heavy loads require wheels. Wheelbarrows. Best for moving small loads of sand, gravel, bark chips, and dirt. Single wheel in front makes them easy to turn in small spaces, but likely to tip sideways. Garden carts. Excellent for hauling heavy and bulky loads. Very stable. Larger models are difficult to turn in tight spots, though. The front panel removes for dumping. Heavy-duty aluminum model is now available that folds flat for storage. Heavy-duty plastic hybrids are easy to hose clean. Tarps. For moving large piles of leaves, grass clippings, and similar light but bulky items. Also to cover compost piles. Specialized small tarps have handles in each corner, or corners sewn into bags with handles. Baskets and buckets. Handy 5-gallon tubs can be recycled from contractors who use a lot of sheetrock compound. Tubs with tight-fitting lids are good for sorting fertilizers or amendments. Garden baskets should have sturdy, reinforced handles.